Denari is broken. He can counter Maverick, make Frost Mats insta-kill, deny plants, kill enemies for destroying barricades, cut off every entrance to a site, delay a ton of time, and so much more. In this video, we are going to cover all of that so you can become the best Denari player you can possibly be. First, we'll go over the craziest interactions and operators that Denari can counter, starting off with attack. So first, if you throw some Denari traps outside of here, and then you place more of them inside of the wall, and then go ahead and reinforce the wall normally. So if Maverick tries to Mav trick the wall, then whenever he gets to the point of the Denari trap, it will kill him, because the ones outside that are pretty hard to see will turn on, and with the amount of lasers that will hit him, he will die instantly. And you can do this on literally any wall. For example, Garage on console is a great example, because who is looking here? So you can throw them down on the ground as hidden as possible back there. Then you can put the rest of them on the ground inside the wall after you reinforce it, probably just to make sure you don't get shot. And you can see that it tells you if there's going to be a connection or not. It flashes because it's currently obstructed, but if it gets unobstructed, there will be a connection. If Maverick then tries to Mav trick the bottom of the wall, once he makes it to the trap, again, it will activate. For example, let's say you have something like this set up. As you can see, Blackbeard can't actually see most of them. He can see a couple of them, but if you are sitting here, he can't actually ADS to shoot them. And so it completely cuts off this doorway. Now that works on normal operators, but usually shields can look at a trap to counter it. But if Blackbeard runs through this doorway, it does not counter it at all. He immediately gets hit, it knocks his shield back, it slows him, and does a ton of damage. Now this also works with Monty's shield. And then within seconds, it comes back online so he can't leave. He's now trapped in this room with low health and no support, making him an easy kill. However, there is a very good counter to Denari. Let's just say you have a setup like this. It's not the best setup I've ever done, but bear with me. If Ram throws her gadget down and activates it, then if she runs through with the Ram, it will actually block the lasers. While it's going through, it turns off the laser, allowing Ram to walk through. Now, after the gadget goes away, the laser will come back on. But that doesn't matter as long as Ram makes it through while it's deactivated. Now, it is a little much to go through, but if Ram just throws her gadget on top of a laser, let's say you have it set up like a Capcan trap like this, all she has to do is throw her boogie on top of the lasers and she can run through. If she times that well, the boogie is pretty quiet. You might not even know that she made it through the lasers. Now let's move on to the interactions that Denari has with his teammates. Some of these are some crazy op combos that work very well. So if Ella puts 3 Ella mines at the top of this door, and then if you put your Denaris right above each of them, then if you destroy the floor just to make them harder to shoot, and then you put 3 down here inside of the floor, just make sure all the connectors are flashing how they are here. Then whenever an enemy walks through this doorway, they will hit the Ella mines, the Ella mines will explode, allowing all of the Denari lasers to activate, killing them instantly just like Maverick. Next is Denari and Rook. Rook places his armor pack on the ground, and then you place some Denari traps down on the ground here. If you then put some other Denari traps over here on the other side of the Rook armor, as you can see, it blocks its path. Then if a defender were to go plant in this corner, instead of needing to wide swing the defender planting in the corner, all you would have to do is destroy the armor pack to activate the lasers and kill the planter instantly. Next is Denari and Frost. So if you shoot out the floor underneath this window, same as we did on Night Haven, and then put some Denari traps in the floor, and then have Frost place her Frost mat on top of it, you can then put some more up on the roof, then the attackers have a couple options. If they're outside the window and they decide to shoot the Frost mat, then it will activate. Or if they swing in the window and hit the Frost mat, it will kill them instantly. Now let's say this was a window that they could just jump through. Whenever they jump through the window and shoot down at the Frost mat to destroy it, they will think that they made it through the window safely. But instead, whenever they shoot it, all the lasers will activate and it will kill them anyway. Next is Denari and Azami. So let's say, for example, right, you place some lasers here. If you want to guarantee a kill, you can place all 6 to connect all of them like this. Then if Azami puts her Azami barrier right here, then if the attackers want to get through this door, they either have to vault over the Azami, which just exposes them to getting killed, or they can punch it away, which why would they not do? Because they're not going to be expecting this. Once they punch the Azami, the lasers all activate and they die instantly. Next is Denari and Clash. So you can set up some right here, for example, and now you have a lot of lasers on this doorway. Now, if an attacker is coming down this hallway, although they can't actually shoot it, so this is actually a great spot just in general, if you want to try to get a kill off of them, have Clash block the lasers with her shield. Now, if I'm an attacker and I see Clash standing here with no lasers on the ground, my first thought is I'm going to run up to Clash and melee her. But when I go to melee her, she backs up a little bit and I hit all the lasers trying to hit her shield. This is an insane bait and will guarantee you a ton of kills. Now, next you can use observation blockers. Attackers don't really shoot observation blockers because they're pretty useless. So for example, let's say you place an observation blocker right here. It's just a random observation blocker. This is completely useless. An attacker wouldn't even give a second thought about this. They just drive their drone around it. So what you can do is you can place some Denari trip mines, then place some more over here. Just make sure that you place them low enough to the ground where the observation blocker actually blocks it. Now, this hides these Denari lasers from the attackers. So what you can do is when the time gets low and they already don't have the utility to clear the lasers, is you can shoot the observation blocker to activate them late round. You won't have to line them up during the round because you can just activate them whenever. Then this forces the attacker to run through the lasers, and if you have enough of them placed, it will kill them instantly. Now, the last interaction is barricades. If I place some Denari lasers over here, let's imagine you're an attacker and you walk over here. Are you really going to be looking down here? I don't think so. Then if I go ahead and I barricade the door, and then back here, I place some more lasers. If I place 3 of them down right here, it connects to the barricade right there. Now, if Nomad tries to open up the barricade and destroy it, then right when she destroys the barricade, it'll activate the lasers, completely catching her off guard and killing her. Now, after all the interactions, the second thing we are going to cover are the 2 best ways you can actually use the gadget if you're not going for those crazy kills that we talked about before. One of the absolute best ways is to block off between 1 and 2 entrances. For example, this doorway right here is a way that a lot of attackers come through. And then let's just pretend that this wall is reinforced. If you place some Denari traps on this wall over here, then you place some on this wall right here, this will cover this entrance here, and it will cover this door right here, and it will stop anyone from opening this wall and walking through. And then let's say you block off another entrance, for example this green door right here, you can place another over here, and then you can place some over here. Now, not only do you have this red door and pillbox cut off, you also have green cut off, meaning the only way that anyone can get into sight without making a lot of noise is Skybridge. You have completely cut off most of the entrances to sight. Now, the next best use case is to cover an entire room with as many lasers as possible in hard to shoot positions, because that way any attacker walking into the site, whether it be from the breach or wherever, will need to take their attention away from shooting you and put it into shooting the lasers, or they can hit it, take some damage, and get slowed. For example, here on Nighthaven Basement, obviously you don't want them just immediately walking in this main entrance here. So you can put one over here on this wall, then you can put another one over here on this wall, blocking off the entrance from the breach. Then you can put another one over here in this corner, which stops anyone from going for the default plant. Then if you open up some pretty normal holes on this wall here, then you can place one over here like this. Then you can put another one on this table right here. Then pretend there's footholes here, for example, you could put one down here, and then you could put another one here if there's footholes here. This setup now forces them to shoot all of these lasers to be able to realistically do anything in sight. They can't come in through the breach, they can't come in through EXO door, at least not to the default plant. There's another one just shooting through the middle. It also blocks off this door, and it blocks anyone coming down the stairs here from coming into this corner. Now, there could be some better examples of this. I came up with this on the fly, but setups like this are going to be insane. You are going to have to be so methodical as an attacker coming down these stairs and trying to get into sight.